Hey everybody, welcome to day 2 of our 12 days of IPA. This is a new fun little thing, and we enjoyed last night's beer because it's a beer we've never had before, out of Stone's IPAs. Tonight's is...
This their standard,
their normal
right? Flagship Stone IPA.
Yeah.
This was a beer that they've had since I think it's their 1 anniversary year beer that they had made. It became a big hit with them. So anyone who's had Stone, who likes IPAs, has definitely had the Stone IPA.
Yes.
So we're just gonna go ahead and open it and just start enjoying it. And tonight I'm using our Yosemite Valley or Yosemite.
I can see this is going to be a fun thing. All the different bottle openers we have.
Yeah, I don't think I have 12 of them.
No.
I've never used it before.
I guess.
Let's see if it might work better that way. Actually, it doesn't really work that well. It works, but not well.
Yeah.
Go Yosemite. So Deborah gets a little pour because she's not a big IPA fan. Me, on the other hand, I do like beers. So, Stone IPA for those of you who haven't seen it before. So, I've got the notes up here of the beer. I don't want to really read too much into it. I want to enjoy it for what it is first, talk about it, then we can compare notes.
It's very citrusy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And of course, when we've had beers like this before, we usually have drinking it out of a bottle or a can before. So I've never sat there and smelled to find an aroma. Usually just with people, and so you just drink your beer.
Yeah, kind of piney too.
Yeah.
Or woodsy.
Yeah. Yeah. Very clear.
Clear, definitely filtered.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of bubbles.
Mm-mm.
There's a lot of structure to the foam. It's very stable.
Yeah, it's not breaking down fast.
Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and cheers. I'd say tangy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tropical notes.
There's definitely that orange peel again. I'm getting that just like right across my tongue right now.
I think that's how at the finish.
Mm-hmm.
That's how your palate is addressing the bitterness of the hops.
It's like it just like this ribbon just goes woo, right across my tongue.
That's the bitterness of the hops. Very clean, very crisp, very enjoyable.
I'd say I can appreciate this more today than I have in the past when we've drinking. And maybe just because all I've ever drinking was IPAs with our old friend, or like Stella, Sierra Nevada, Newcastle, and Stone, and the Jeremiah Red at like BJ's, but I don't think I've had exposure to many
IPAs,
beers before. So the citrus that we're getting, is that in the hops itself, like a citra hop, or no?
That I don't know. I mean, that could just be the grain, but the hops could introduce. Let's look at what the tasting notes say on it. So, it's Magnum hops with Chinook hops, Centennial hops, the Zeka hops, Calypso, Ella, and Vic's Secret. So, some of these hops I'm not even familiar with.
Yeah, those didn't sound familiar.
The last 3 I've never used before. So, not quite sure. So, but it does say it has a citrusy, tropical, piney flavor. Medium body with no perceivably sweetness, and a clean, lingering bitterness. Yeah, I'd say that. Definitely. It's 71 IBUs.
Oh, okay.
Last night's was much higher, wasn't it? 90 something?
I think it was 94.
94. Yeah. But that had much more heavier malt since it was a darker black IPA. So you're definitely going to get more of a malty flavor. So the higher IBUs will definitely be countered by the higher sugar count from the darker malt.
Okay.
You're right there about no perceivable sweetness.
Mm-hmm. There isn't.
No. Never, even though you get the citrus notes, it's not like a sweet citrus.
Yeah, whereas like last night, because it had like the chocolate coffee in there, it kind of cut that. And what you're saying, I'm perceiving the orange peel. That's the bitterness that I'm getting at the end of it. That bitterness was there, but it wasn't as pronounced as tonight's. Even though that had higher IBUs.
Right, because there's less sugar in the malt from...
Okay.
Now also you can brew your, or I should say mash your grain in a way that it makes more unfermentable sugars. So if you mash at a higher temperature, it's going to release sugars that the yeast won't eat. If you mash at a lower temperature, you're going to get a drier beer because the yeast will eat the sugars that are being released in the mashing process. And that's how they get a drier beer or a sweeter beer is the temperature through the mash. So I would assume that this is going to have a lower mash temperature. I want to say like around 145 degrees. My numbers could be off. It's been so long since we did it. But, what the actual number is doesn't matter. But yeah, very clean and crisp, very enjoyable. It's very different than the German beers that we were drinking. You can see how those are very malt heavy, where these are not. So I would say that those beers are probably maybe mashed at a higher temperature, releasing more fermentable sugars. So you're going to get more of that malty flavor.
Well, I hope that from this box that we are getting more unique ones that we haven't tried, like the first one, rather than like today where we get a bunch that we've tried before.
Right. I have not drinking 12 IPAs from Stone Brewing, so...
The only thing that looks familiar is looks like there's a hazy IPA on there, I think, that we've had before.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I know I've seen the bottle.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't remember drinking it. I think this might...
be the only one?
I've had about 2. I think I've done the delicious IPA. That's going to be tomorrow. But
I'm looking forward to like the tangerine and those ones.
If it's actually tangerine.
Yeah.
The next 2 days we're going to go into delicious and the hazy. After that, we're going to go into like delicious citrus and stuff. That's funny. We're looking back.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, guys. We're not even looking at the camera.
So, in a couple days, we'll start experiencing some flavors that we've not drinking before. But that being said, cheers you all. Happy holidays.
Yes.
God bless you all, and have a happy New Year as it comes up.
Soon. Have a good night, you guys. Bye.
Bye.